Leave the chamber and then we don't want her to leave the chamber, so we don't want the chairperson to leave the chamber. So we'll wait till we get to that item in the afternoon, and then the chairperson can. Mr. Speaker, let's have the chairperson the Public Account Committee reports, page 5, item 10B, Mr. Speaker. So if we can vary the order of business and then present the papers.
Yes, Minority Chief Whip.
Speaker, I am totally aligned.
We vary the order of business and we take item 10 at commencement of public business. Presentation of papers. Item numbered 10A. No, item numbered 10B. 10B. 10B, I think we can take I, and I together.
Report of the Public Accounts Committee on the follow-up report of the Auditor General on 3 performance audits regulating small-scale mining for a sustainable environment, sustainability of sports stadia in Ghana, and administration of scholarships by GET Fund. Report of the Public Accounts Committee on the performance audit report of the Auditor General on the availability and accessibility of fertilizers to smallholder farmers in Ghana. Report of the Public Accounts Committee on the performance audit report of the Auditor General on the procurement and maintenance of medical equipment in teaching hospitals.
Honourable members, the report by item number 10B, I, and I are all duly presented and for distribution to honourable members. Yes, Majority Leader.
Speaker, we pray that we proceed to lay item numbers 10C, I.
Very well. Item numbered 10C. Chairman of the committee.
Wait.
And we will take I, and I together.
Speaker, humbly, the chairman is not available immediately, so I pray that the vice chairman does this on his behalf.
Yes.
The vice chairman, yes, we are in support.
Very well. Honorable Vice Chairman.
Report of the Finance Committee on the annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund for the year 2024. Report of the Finance Committee on the annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Minerals Income Investment Fund for the year 2024. Report of the Finance Committee on the annual statement by the Audit Committee by the National Insurance Commission for the year 2024.
Honourable members, the item numbered 10C, I, and I have been duly presented and they are for distribution to honourable members. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, we also want to take item number 11. That's presentation of instruments. We have one instrument that we want to meet the 21 days requirement. So if we can take it.
Very well.
The minister is here.
Yes.
Speaker, we should proceed.
Very well. Item numbered 11. Presentation of instruments. Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation.
Electronic Communication Numbering Resources Registration Regulations 2026.
Honourable members, The Electronic Communications Numbering Resource Registration Regulation 2026 is duly presented and referred to the committee responsible for subsidiary legislation. Yes, Chairman?
Mr. Speaker, we can also lay 10A. Chairman is not available. A member of the committee will lay on behalf of the chair 10A.
Very well. Item numbered 10A.
Report of the Committee on Economy and Development on the annual public debt report for the year 2025 financial year.
Honourable members, the report has been duly presented and it is for distribution to honourable members. Yes, Majority Leader.
So we can go back to questions with your indulgence.
Very well. Item numbered 7 and 8. Honourable members, the Honourable Minister for Works and Housing and Water Resources is scheduled to respond to an urgent and oral questions. May I humbly invite him to take the designated seat whilst I call on Honourable Eric Adam Agbana to pose the urgent question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources what specific measures are being taken by the ministry to regulate the rent regime and prevent the continuous exploitation of tenants by property owners. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the ministry recognizes that the current rent regulatory framework is outdated, having been in existence for 63 years, and does not adequately respond to the realities of Ghana's evolving housing market. I wish to inform this honourable House that the ministry has initiated a comprehensive review of the existing rent laws. Mr. Speaker, the review seeks to repeal the Rent Act 1963 as amended, together with the Rent Control Law 1986, and replace them with a modern Consolidated Rent Act. The new legal framework is designed to address the persistent constraints within the current regime, harmonize all related laws governing rental housing, and introduce appropriate incentives to stimulate private sector investment in the rental housing market. Importantly, Mr. Speaker, the proposed legislation will uphold and strengthen protections for low-income and vulnerable tenants. It is structured to guard against abuse, arbitrary rent increases, and unfair rental practices, while at the same time ensuring a balanced framework that recognizes the legitimate interest of property owners. Mr. Speaker, the drafting of the new legislative framework is currently at an advanced stage to be submitted soon to Cabinet for approval and subsequently to Parliament for consideration. Thank you.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in response to the question, the Minister provided a comprehensive roadmap to address the challenge, and he said that it...
Please, supplementary question.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I want to find out from the Minister if he can brief the House on the specific timelines which this legislation will be laid before the House.
Very well, Minister, any timeline?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we plan to bring it during this second session after a cabinet approves it. Thank you.
Any further supplementary question? Are you done? Yes. So,
Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. Speaker, may I respectfully find out from the minister. His answer suggests that the rent control and the authorities that assist with ensuring that there are no exploitations are really not doing what it is that they are supposed to do. So, beyond the legislation, what are the deficiencies or the shortcomings as to why we are where we are?
please file a fresh question. Yes, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to find out from the minister if currently, what has been done about the exploitation of tenants by the property owners? What has been done currently? Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to the honourable member to clarify the question a little for me. If he says currently what has been done for tenants. Because what we have is the challenges that tenants are having is what this new legislation is going to address. So, your question, please.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to clarify my question as the minister has requested. Mr. Speaker, the questioner wanted to find out from the minister, among other things, what the ministry is doing to regulate the rent regime and prevent the continuous exploitation of tenants by property owners. And I want to find out from you, as we speak, what has been done to deal with the exploitation.
I think the question has been answered. The minister indicated that they are using the legislative process to address this concern. Oh, Minister, is that not the case?
Speaker, if that were the case, the minister should have said that, because I didn't hear him say that.
Oh, he said that in the answer. That is where he talks about the legislation. Honourable members, we then move to the oral questions. Number 673, standing in the name of Honourable Dr. Zaneto Ajiman-Rawlings.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources the timeline for the completion of the reconstruction of the Odo River drainage system.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Odona River drainage system is being implemented under the Garrett project. The drainage system commenced in July 2024 and comprises the construction of a 1.5-kilometer box culvert structure from the Nima Paloma to the Odo River for a duration of 18 months. However, due to poor performance, the contract for this work has been terminated. At the point of termination, there were still some ongoing works at critical stages which required immediate completion. The ministry therefore sought approval from the World Bank to immediately complete these critical works whilst repackaging of the project continued. These critical works include the following: demolish outfall wall of Odo channel to prevent sediment buildup and flooding. Complete construction of drain downstream to connect the Odo channel. Construct drainage section upstream that was stripped and demolished. Mr. Speaker, to enable us re-tender and repackage works, we require commitment authorization from the Ministry of Finance to continue the process. In the coming days, we will submit to the Ministry of Finance the document for approval to continue the process. Thank you.
Any supplementary question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, just to inquire from the Minister whether any measures have been put in place to mitigate the impact of the rains in the meantime. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the ministry has been embarking on dredging on most of the channels within the Odo drainage.
Any further supplementary?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the Honorable Minister, at the point of termination, what was the percentage of work done? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, the question has not got to do with the percentage at the point of termination, so you may file a fresh question.
Speaker.
We move to question number 444, standing in the name of Honorable Ralph Poku Edusei. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources the immediate steps the ministry is implementing to ensure commencement of the Tamale and Yendi water expansion projects. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the ministry is taking concrete and immediate steps to ensure the commencement of both Tamale and Yendi water expansion projects in response to the persistent water supply challenges in these areas. Mr. Speaker, Tamale continues to face significant water supply deficits. The Dallon Water Treatment Plant currently delivers only about 1/3 of the city's daily requirements due to limited capacity, unreliable power, and an inadequate distribution network resulting in frequent rationing. To remedy the shortage, a project has been conceived under the EU-Ghana partnership to construct a 135,000 meter cube day treatment plant at Yape, install transmission pipelines, storage and booster stations, expand and rehabilitate the distribution network, including smart metering. Mr. Speaker, currently we are awaiting approval for commitment authorization from the Ministry of Finance for the commencement of the project. Upon completion, the project will meet Tamale's current water demand and provide reliable water services to the city and its adjoining communities up to 2040 and beyond. Mr. Speaker, on the other hand, the Yendi water supply system, which was constructed in 1961 with River Dhaka as the new raw water source, is also adequate to meet the water needs of Yendi municipality and other surrounding towns and villages. Mr. Speaker, the Yendi water supply project has been conceived to address the current water demand in Yendi and its surrounding communities, while also meeting the projected needs of the 2040 planning horizon. The project will involve the construction of an additional 4.4 million gallons per day water treatment plant and the laying of 50 kilometers of pipelines. Mr. Speaker, an initial arrangement with Indian Exim Bank did not materialize. However, the ministry, together with the Ministry of Finance, is frantically considering other alternative financing for the Yendi water supply system. Thank you.
Any supplementary question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as the Minister rightly indicated that they are awaiting approval, commitment, authorization, can the Minister tell us the timelines or time frame when they can receive this in order for the project to commence?
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that is dependent on the Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity once again. But what I want to find out as a follow-up question, Mr. Speaker, is can the Minister indicate, as he has stated that they are looking at other alternative financing arrangements, can the Minister intimate to the House what other alternative financing arrangement that they are considering?
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'll be able to inform the House later. Thank you.
Very well. Yes. Yes, speak to the microphone.
I said no further question.
Very well. Honourable members, we move to question number 446, also standing in the name of Ralph Poku Edusei, Member of Parliament for Bakwai.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources what progress has been made under the Greater Accra Metropolitan Area Sanitation and Water Project to reduce non-revenue water losses estimated at 50%. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Greater Accra Metropolitan Area Sanitation and Water Project, funded by the World Bank, was implemented under the erstwhile Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources. The project has made significant progress in addressing non-revenue water, which was previously estimated at about 50% within the Gamma operational areas of the Ghana Water Limited. Under the project, several interventions were implemented to enhance water loss control and improve system efficiency. These include rehabilitation and replacement of old pipelines. Over 300 kilometers of pipeline improvement works were carried out in Gamma to enhance access to improved water supply and increase operational efficiency. Installation of bulk and customer meters. The project supported the installation of 60,000 customer meters and bulk meters at key points within the supply area to ensure accurate measurement and billing to reduce commercial losses. Capacity building and non-revenue water management systems. Ghana Water Limited staff received extensive training in water loss management, leak detection, pressure management, and GIS-based monitoring. Additionally, the project provided equipment such as leak detection devices and flow monitoring tools. Pilot performance-based contracts. The project piloted the use of performance-based contracts where a private firm was contracted to establish district metered areas in selected Ghana Water Limited operational areas of Gamma. This approach has achieved measurable improvements with a water loss reduction of over 23,000 meter cube day achieved in a selected operational areas of Gamma. Thank you.
Any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, there will be no supplementary question.
Very well. We move to question numbered 447. Standing in the name of Honorable Rafoko Odusei.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, once again. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources what specific timelines and resources the ministry has allocated to complete the distilling of the Odaw River. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the desilting and dredging contract for the Odaw River is being implemented as part of the Garrett project. The project commenced in February 2024 and is scheduled to be completed by December 2027, with resources allocated under the Garrett project. Thank you.
Yes. Any supplementary?
That is so, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to find out from the Honorable Minister, since the project started sometime in 2024 and is expected to be completed by 2027, can the Minister at least tell us the percentage level of completion as at today?
Kindly reframe your question within the rules.
So,
Your
Mr.
supplementary
Speaker,
question must relate to the original question. Your question is specific timeline and resources.
Yes. So the timelines is what I'm building
He has
on.
answered you the timeline, and he indicated the resources, being the Gary, from the Gary project resources. So the question that you are asking, does it relate to the text of the original question?
Precisely so. But
No.
Mr. Speaker, I will abandon the question.
Yes.
It's fine. And I'll move on to my next follow-up question.
Very well.
Which is that, Mr. Speaker, as the minister indicates that with resources allocated under the Garrett, Mr. Speaker, is it the case that all the resources have been allocated under the Garrett?
I don't really understand the question to ask the minister to answer.
Well, the minister can answer.
What is your question?
Mr. Speaker, I want to know that if you say that resources allocated with resources allocated under the project, Garrett project.
Yes.
And my question is that, is it all the resources that are allocated? Because my question was, the resources the ministry has allocated. I just want to find out if all, and the relevance is that the contract is supposed to...
So you want to find out whether, apart from the resources under the Gary project,
No, I want to
there are
find out-
other resources?
No, I want to
Is that
find out
it?
if all the resources have been allocated. Yes.
Because the question appears to be nebulous to me. Yes.
The minister is willing to answer the
Not
question.
the capability of the minister answering the question. We have a rules to follow. We have a rules to follow. So we must comply with the rules regarding supplementary questions. That's why I'm of the view that the way we frame the questions, the answers to the questions will not allow us to ask a supplementary question. Your question is simply asking the minister the timeline and the resources. And he's coming to tell you, this is the timeline, this is the resources. I think that sufficed. So if you frame the question that way, it won't give you the right to ask a supplementary question within the rules.
I want to plead with you,
Yes.
and I'm not sure the member is departing from 89.
Yes, I just want to understand the question. Yes.
His question is two-pronged on time and resources.
Yes.
Yes. And his follow-up The second follow-up is focusing on resource allocation, which
Yes.
is still relevant to the text.
What is the question?
His follow-up.
Yes.
He's,
No, you are intervening.
yes, I mean,
I want to be sure whether you listened to his question.
so I did. The
Yes.
import I got was that the resource is allocated.
Yes.
If he has allocated all the resources, whether he has allocated all the resources, that is the second follow-up. Or there are more resources to be allocated. That is the import of it. Yes. So maybe you were not listening.
No, I was listening. Because the question is resources the ministry has allocated. That's the question. The resources that the ministry has allocated. And he said the resources allocated is under the Gary project. So the question relating to all the resources under the Gary project is what I am confused of. Because he's asking the resources that has been allocated. And the minister has indicated the resources that has been allocated. Yes.
Mr. Speaker,
Maybe you can reframe it
the answer
nicely.
is quite vague. The answer is very vague. He said with resources allocated. What I want to find out, because this is a time-bound project, so if we are expecting completion by 2027, is it a case today that on the part of the government, we have discharged our obligations by allocating all resources, or they may be outstanding, for us to expect that by 2024 to 2027, the project will be delivered? So I just want to find out simplicity from the minister that as of today, is it all the resources that they have allocated to establish that they have no obligation to do anything than
Well, I
to
feel the
expect?
question has been answered, but I'll give the floor to the minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, please, if I got the question well, the payments are made after certificates are raised, and the consultant of that project certifying that work has been done. After that, then it's sent to finance for payment. So payment only comes in when payment, the IPC is sent to finance.
Minister, thank you very well. I think you've, you see, so if your question is talking about payment that has been made out of the resource allocation, I would have been on the same force with you, and the answer of the minister would have been appropriate. But you are still using the word allocation. That's where the confusion is coming from. When the main question was on resource allocated. So if I should get you, your question should be out of the resources allocated, how much payment was made out of the resource allocation? I would have agreed perfectly with you. Yes.
I think you just want to find out whether the Garrett resources will be adequate for the execution of the project. That's all.
So then put it in that way.
Yeah.
Don't put the question in that way. Well, I will allow that as a supplementary question from the majority leader.
I'm grateful, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Garrett money is adequate for the completion of the project. Thank you.
Very well. We move to question numbered 590, standing in the name of Honorable Nelson Kofi Jaba, Member of Parliament for Karachi East.
Mr. Speaker, I have been duly authorized by the member to ask the question.
Please, you have the floor.
All right. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources when the water project for Dambai Regional Capital will commence. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the water supply in the Karachi East constituency is currently being provided by the Community Water and Sanitation Agency. However, in view of the rapid population growth and increasing urbanization, particularly in Dambai, Ghana Water Limited has initiated engagements with potential investors to facilitate the development of a Dambai water supply project as part of a strategic expansion agenda. The feasibility study for this project is nearing completion. Mr. Speaker, the finalized feasibility study will be submitted to the Ministry of Finance in accordance with the Regulation 9A of the Public Financial Management Regulations for approval and subsequent issuance of the seal of quality. This certification will enable the project to qualify for funding.
Except to thank the Minister.
Very well. This is a constituency specific. We move to question number 672. Standing in the name of Honorable Ms. Bahu Muhammad Adams, Member of Parliament for Myong.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources what steps the ministry is taking to end the persistent water crisis in Myong constituency, particularly in the following communities: Sang, Jimli, Nadundu, Jagridu, Nalongni, Kukalgu, Babia, Zapalsi, Sakwe, and then Tiju. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Sang water supply system, operational since 2016, is currently providing inadequate services due to depleted water sources, which has significantly affected supply reliability. Additionally, the system managed by water and sanitation management teams under the District Assembly has accumulated substantial indebtedness to the Volta River Authority, resulting in periodic disconnections. In response, the Myong District Assembly requested support from the Community Water and Sanitation Agency in 2024. The agency subsequently drilled 2 high-yielding boreholes at DC Kra to augment supply to Sang, Sampuri, and DC Kra. However, further works including pump testing and mechanization have been temporarily halted due to funding constraints. CWSA is, however, taking steps to assume full ownership and management of the system, while efforts are ongoing to mobilize resources for rehabilitation and expansion in the medium term. Mr. Speaker, Jimle, with an estimated population of 2,379, currently relies on a single borehole fitted with a hand pump, which is non-functional. As an immediate intervention, the CWSA will assess the borehole and undertake pump testing to determine its viability. Based on the findings, the facility will either be repaired, replaced, or decommissioned if found unsuitable. In the medium term, detailed hydrogeological investigations will be conducted to identify viable groundwater sources for the drilling and mechanization of 2 new boreholes, subject to funding availability. Mr. Speaker, Nadendo has 9 boreholes, but only 3 are functional, serving a population of approximately 1,249. This limited capacity is insufficient to meet demand. A planned water system project by global communities was discontinued following the withdrawal of US aid funding. Consequently, CWSA is taking steps to rehabilitate and expand the Nadendo Nalongi water system, and it's actively seeking alternative funding across. Mr. Speaker, Jaridu has 6 boreholes, of which 4 are operational, but yield low volumes, contributing to inadequate supply for its population of about 785. In the medium term, a limited mechanized or small town pipe water system is planned, with efforts underway to secure funding for implementation. Mr. Speaker, Naloni has 6 boreholes, 5 of which are currently functional. However, the functional boreholes produce low yields and are prone to frequent breakdowns. As a result, the available supply remains inadequate for the community's estimated population of 1,226. Following the cancellation of an earlier USAID-supported project, CWSA will pursue the rehabilitation and expansion of the Nadendo Naloni water system in the medium term, subject to funding availability. Mr. Speaker, Kupagu, with a population of 1,249, is served by a small community pipe system supported by 3 boreholes, 2 of which are operational. The system faces significant management challenges, including weak capacity, poor accountability, and debt accumulation, following the suspension of an expansion project due to U.S. aid withdrawal. CWSA has resolved to assume full control of the system and undertake rehabilitation and expansion works in the medium term, subject to funding availability. Mr. Speaker, a water system supported by 1 functional borehole, a limited mechanized scheme, and an additional hand pump facility. The water system is currently being managed by the water and sanitation management teams. Given the increasing demand, CWSA plans to assume management responsibility and mobilize funding to rehabilitate and expand the system. Mr. Speaker, Zaplasi, with a population of over 3,815, currently has 6 boreholes, all of which are non-functional due to low yields, frequent breakdowns, and management challenges. As an immediate step, CWSA is collaborating with Mion District Assembly to conduct a technical audit. Short-term interventions include borehole redevelopment, while a new small town water system is planned for the long term, subject to funding availability. Mr. Speaker, with Sakpe, 2,689 residents is served by 6 boreholes, 4 of which are functional. However, the available supply does not meet community demand. Plans are therefore in place to contract a small town water system in the medium term, with efforts ongoing to secure the necessary funding. Mr. Speaker, Tijo, with a population of exceeding 1,427, has 3 boreholes, all of which are currently non-functional. In the short term, CWSA is working with the District Assembly to rehabilitate these facilities. In the medium to long term, a limited pipe water system is being considered to provide sustainable supply, subject to funding availability. Mr. Speaker, it is evident from the situation across these communities that many small town water systems managed by water and sanitation management teams are experiencing equipment breakdown and management inefficiencies. The ministry is therefore advancing reforms to transfer the ownership and management of such systems to the Community Water and Sanitation Agency. Thank you.
Any supplementary question?
No supplementary question, except to thank the Honourable Minister.
Thank you. Honourable Member, this is a specific, constituency specific. We move to question number 688, standing in the name of Honourable Gloria Owusu, Member of Parliament for Trobu constituency.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources what steps are being taken to address the flooding situation at Ofankor Barrier whenever it rains.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my ministry is fully aware of the recurrent flooding challenges within the Trobu constituency and its surrounding areas, particularly during periods of heavy rainfall. These flood incidents continue to threaten lives, property, livelihoods, and critical infrastructure, including the Achimota-Ofanko Highway. Mr. Speaker, the persistent flooding at the Ofanko barrier is primarily due to structures constructed directly on major stormwater drains, obstructing the natural flow of water. The Ghana Hydrological Authority has conducted technical assessments under the Greater Accra Drainage Planning Studies and has identified targeted interventions to improve drainage capacity and reduce flood impacts. Mr. Speaker, as part of the 2023 National Flood Control Program, Hydro undertook construction works on approximately 150 meters of the downstream section of the Spot M drainage channel to improve flow conditions and reduce upstream flooding. However, the total stretch requiring rehabilitation exceeds 2.1 kilometers, and the remaining sections still need comprehensive upgrading, including widening, lining, and capacity enhancement. Mr. Speaker, my